you guys a story today, but there's a disclaimer to this story. So for some people, not allowing your in-laws stay with you might help your relationship thrive. But for me, I thought that way, do what works for you. But here is what works for me. And so just God's plan. So for some other people, it might not work out well with them. You might not want your family members to be with you for any reason. Do what works for you. That was what worked for me. One thing I remember so clearly concerning our marriage counseling was that he kept emphasizing that look, don't let anybody live with you. At least for the first 6 months of your marriage, you must be with your husband alone in the house, learning to know each other, to enjoy each other's company, and without interference of any sort from anybody. We heard that over and over and over again. And believe you me, I held on to it, not knowing what life had in store for me. At the time we were getting married, my brother-in-law just just moved out, and it meant that my husband and I were moving into a family house. He just went elsewhere to start a family of his own, and we were moving into a family house. My mother-in-law was there, my sister-in-law was there, my husband's cousin was there. I did not even know how to handle the issue. The husband brother literally lived with them for years. There were days where I really wanted my privacy. There were days where I just wanted my space, but it was not coming. It wasn't coming. So in fact, I didn't know how to handle things. I really held on to that statement during our marriage counseling that we shouldn't have any audience in our marriage, but my hands were literally tied until I became pregnant. Oh God. There were days I couldn't function. There were days I was literally drained. Couldn't function as a wife. Physically, emotionally, I was ill, continuously unwell, and really, I didn't know it was God. It was God's plan that things should happen the way it happened, because that period was the 2 pregnancies were really trying periods for me. And without hesitation, my in-laws stepped in. They took care of my newborns without hesitating, without even thinking twice. They cared for those babies like they were theirs. Like, there were days I just watched them in tears, realizing that if I had insisted that they left, it would have taken its toll on my marriage. The strain of taking care of those newborns alone by my husband would have taken its toll on my marriage. I would have been divorced. So the marriage that I was disturbing myself, I want privacy, I would have lost it if I had insisted that my in-laws moved out. So it seemed like God already saw the plan, saw the big picture, and pieced the puzzles together for me. There were days I just watched them in tears, and I was like, God, is this how you walk? Is this how you walk? So life has taught me that before I say a situation is too uncomfortable for me to stay in or cope in, I have to think twice and think things through and be sure of God's plan before I make any decision. Because really, if I had insisted that they left, how would I have coped? God knew the bigger picture. God knew God knew everything, and that was why he he helped me out. He blessed me. He blessed me with people that I hold so dear to my heart because they were really loving to me. They were really caring to me. And I pray to God every day that God will make their lives beautiful every day. Every day. Have you ever been in a situation whereby you were like, no, I don't want, please get out. I don't want you in my space. And later found out that you really needed those people? Let's discuss in the comments. More of these stories to come. Okay? Bye, guys.